There's a lie at the center of the self-help industry. It's the reason you've bought the books, taken the courses, downloaded the apps, and still wake up some mornings having to drag yourself toward your own life. And the lie is this: that motivation is the fuel, that if you could just get more of it, more discipline, more mindset, more grit, you would finally move. Well, I want to offer you a different frame. Motivation is a tax on misalignment. The more you need it, the more out of agreement you are with what you're doing. Think about the last time you did something that genuinely mattered. Not something impressive, not something true. You didn't need a morning routine to get there. You didn't need a podcast to psych you up. You didn't need to find your why. You just moved. Because when a person is in agreement with their own life, motion is the default state, not the reward. Now think about the thing on your list you keep not doing. The project, the conversation, the decision you've been working up to for 6 months. You've been told the problem is motivation. It isn't. The problem is that some part of you is not in agreement with the thing you've decided to want. Now here's what the self-help industry gets backwards. It treats resistance as a character flaw, something to be bullied out of you with accountability partners and 5 a.m. alarms and cold plunges. But resistance is information. When you have to force yourself, your system is telling you something. The decision is not fully mine yet. Maybe it's inherited. Maybe it's performed. Maybe it was 3 years ago and isn't anymore. The motivation you're reaching for is the interest payment on that unreconciled debt. And you can pay it. People pay it for decades. They build entire careers on the back of it. And from the outside, it looks like discipline. From the inside, it feels expensive. That's the tax. The leaders I work with rarely have a motivation problem. They have a momentum problem. And there's a difference. Motivation is the thing you need when the decision isn't clean. Momentum is what actually happens when it is. Nobody talks about this because it doesn't sell. You can't monetize, stop negotiating with yourself, and the force disappears. There's no 12-week program for the thing you already know is true. But it's the actual mechanism. So here is the reframe. Stop asking, how do I get more motivated? And start asking, where am I out of agreement with myself? Because every place you're leaking energy, every task that feels heavier than it should, every decision you keep redeciding, that's not a willpower gap. That's a clarity gap. Close the clarity gap, and the motivation question dissolves. Not because you became more disciplined, because you stopped paying the tax. You don't need more force. You need fewer internal negotiations. Motivation is a tax on misalignment. And the fastest way to stop paying it isn't to push harder. It's to get honest.